Hello again everyone. Well, this vlog is going to have a bit of everything, and rather than me carry on talking, we better get on with it. And the first part starts when we arrive at our boat to carry out some checks in the hope that very soon we're going to be out cruising. We're back again for the second time. Just checking things out again. Marina as quiet as ever. We've had the engine on for a short time because we drained off the clarifier. You know, all the domestic water's not in it. There's only the water from the engine, so it's not good running an engine for a long time if there's no water in the clarifier. But we're just going to do a few checks and see everything's okay underneath the engine room, which is underneath the at the back in the engine bay. Check everything's fine, because it's that's the important area. So we'll have a quick look at that now. Everything at the back is bone dry. A little bit of rust there. I might when we get back doing it proper, because there's been no water in, you know, I'll just might as well give that a clean up and get the very light bits of rusting off. That's where the water drips from the stern tube. So normally it's got a bit in, but it's dried out because we've not been moving. So I'll be able to do a bit of maintenance on that when we get back properly. Yes, that'll be easy enough. Right, a couple of more checks. Needs to be worked shortly, this engine. There's little rumours going around that we might be able to get back early July. We'll see what happens.
I hope so.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I want to get cleaning my mushroom vents.
Oh well. You don't need to do them today. Definitely don't.
Everything's spick and span.
Yeah, I'm just doing my final checks. Okay, I'll see what's what. But everything's looking good.
Oh, hey, cool. Cobwebs. Get the conkers out.
Simple things, just checking everything's alright in the, you know, the antifreeze and that. Looks perfect. This is our fuel polishing system, so we don't need to worry about diesel bug. We have the filter system, which is there, the FGD 100 I think it's called, and down below we have the pump to pump the fuel round. So that allows us to be very confident that our diesel will get no water in and no chance of diesel bug. So it's flame-free diesel you should use in boats, but I know some people don't, and they could be paying consequences when they're out boating again. When you've not used diesel for quite a while, it can deteriorate if it's not flame-free. All our pulleys as well, still looking good, Nick. Yep, excellent. Perfect for when we'll be out and about. Can't wait. But yeah, happy with them. Yeah, not much play in them, perfect. Roll on boating. Can't believe we've not used our klaxon this year so far. Cool. Sitting patiently there, ready to be wound when required, out and about.
I want to go out, do you?
Certainly do. Yes, so you're going to clean the boat now, did you say?
I've done it.
No, patience. That's what we need, patience. We'll do it all nice when we're here and be allowed to stay over. This is our Mastervolt system. Comes in handy when you've not been aboard. It tells you, you know, how good everything is. Everything's charging, everything's as it should be. No faults. And we know that the batteries are doing well. Our solar panels doing it a little bit. Everything's working, landline's fine, batteries are topped up, the voltage is perfect. A very important thing for us, that tells us so much information, the Mastervolt system with the little computer. Certainly does. And there's a lot more in the background when you look as well, absolutely loads.
Keith, I like coming to the boat, do you?
Always do.
Prezzies?
More prezzies.
We had hotel, chocolat, big delivery of chocolates this morning. And now we've got these beautiful presents here from Jez and Ken. That's nice for a Monday.
Certainly is. We have a good system for walking around now with my new bits and bobs I got. It seems to be a very good setup, and it's not a GoPro. I know everybody has GoPros, but we tried a few, and the one what I will show you, we can talk about. It's well known, got a good reputation, solid as a rock, and I'll show you that, like I say, later in this video, because it now feels a good bit of kit, this what I've got, and it will allow us to do a few other bits and pieces when going around, in addition to all our other gear we have, and I can't wait.
We'll have to get my sea legs again.
My birthday is coming up, so I wondered what to get for a birthday present, or to give Bernadette some clues. We've got quite a bit of gear now, you know, we're complete novices when we started off, but we slowly but surely we've built up quite a bit of gear for doing our filming. We've got a couple of full-size camcorders. One's only an HD one, but it's really good. It's superb quality. That's a Sony 625 camcorder, and we've got which I think is spectacular, the Sony AX53. Just seems such an easy camera to use. That now they're full size, and we have tripods to go with them, and they're fine, and we've really enjoyed using them. Obviously we've got loads of microphones as well, different ones, because there's one thing I learned through all this. Besides doing a decent video, it's spoiled if your sound's not good. Definitely is. So we've got a selection of microphones, but I ended up by having not buying, but getting one as a present, what I asked for, to go with a new camera I've got, which I'll show in a minute. But there's other accessories as well where I've been lucky enough to get. Very kind, you know, Bernadette, she looks after us. I thought about, you know, we're not ones for, we never have been in our life. We don't follow what everybody does. We do things in our own way, and it's always proved successful. But we looked, always thinking about a drone, and it still doesn't sit right with me on a narrowboat. It may show you big open areas of land and all that, but it's about boating, our videos, and that's detached from it. You can show pictures up from miles away and all that, and I still don't understand why, but that's what a lot of people like to see and a lot of people use. But I decided, no, I'm going to go for another camera. Now I've got another Sony, an Action camera, which I've had for a couple of years now, which is excellent, the FDR X3000. What a little camera that is. It's absolutely brilliant. So my mind's thinking, do I need another camera? And I thought, if I want to get versatility going, I think another camera would be brilliant. But this time and this is the game changer for us, I want the sound on an action camera to be absolutely brilliant to match what else we're using, because that was one problem. The sound on an action camera was not really that good. But now I have a solution, and I'll show you it shortly. But first I'll show you a couple of other accessories I've got, which should make our, when we get back on board, we should make things a bit easier for us. And we can have a look at them first. The first thing I'll show you, which a lot of people have now, is the Gorilla Pod. It's like the tripod what can bend all shapes, you know, hook itself round everything, and goes great with an action camera. So I thought, yes, I'll buy one of them, because if I can wrap it round something instead of just leaving it there with the chance of being knocked over, that's a great solution for us. So I've seen them a few times, you know, and I thought I'll give it a go, and I've tried it, and yep, a brilliant bit of kit. The next thing, because I have a few, but I wanted a decent one, I got another selfie stick to go with things, with the, you know, with the piece at the bottom to make it into a standalone little tripod. But that just opens out to whatever length with the relative fittings on the top, and that one is so light as well. It's really light, and it's carbon fibre, so there's not much weight to it. So that's another thing what's going to help us in our filming, and again, quite excited about using that. The next thing I've got, again it's carbon fibre, was one of the reasons why I decided a drone's not for us, because I can still get an effect of a camera being up in the air, but I can also still get sound as well, which is brilliant. So it can be, I'll be able to be higher up to do any filming, and you will get sound from that same area. And it's because I got one of these carbon fibre extendable monopods, and this goes a fair distance. It just extends out wherever I want, and it's so light that, you know, it's really I just can't believe how light that is, and I can put that anywhere with the camera on, any distance, you know, what I want. It's about I would say close on 10 foot. So you can imagine having that up in the air when I'm on the boat and all that, or at the side, you're getting alternative views without needing to have a drone. But the important thing is you will have all the sound as well. So we should be able to get some really good sounds from birds, etc., away from the engine area, and it should be pretty decent. So that was one of my decisions, what decided, rather than a drone, I'll have a really good second action camera. And so far with my experiments, I'm so pleased I have done that. Now to my latest camera. Lovely birthday present this, definitely is. And there we have it. That's the DJI Osmo action camera. Very small, it feels substantial as well. When I had a look at the GoPros, it didn't feel half as substantial as that. And the great thing about it, 2 screens, one on the back for when you're filming that way, and one on the front if you're doing selfies and that. So if you want them on, you can see what it is. So that is the wonderful little camera what takes fantastic films. It's unbelievable. The video quality is second to none. It's brilliant. But what I'll do, I'll start to add a few bits to it. The other thing if I have it like this without any of my accessories, 11 meters it can go under the water up to. It's waterproof without anything else. Not that I use it much, but it's handy knowing that if it's ever raining. But I'll move on to a few of the bits and pieces now. The first thing I want to show you before I fit it on is this. This is the cage to match the camera. It's a very light aluminium, so it's sturdy. When you buy the camera, a plastic type comes with it, but this is metal and you can add accessories on as well. So I'll show you that in a minute, because it's pretty nifty and it's a good protector for the camera as well. So on to that bit next. So where we are now at the moment is I've fitted the cage and connected up the camera to the little tripod and extendable selfie stick, what I showed you previously. So as it stands now, that's ready to go, but I will add all the accessories on now to make it to show you as well what a good piece of kit it is, and we'll get a lot of use out of that when we're out and about boating. And again, I'm looking forward to trialing it and seeing what we can do when we're cruising the network. Before I show you like everything together, I'll just individually show you a few accessories what we use with the camera, and it's only to show you how we're looking to keep everything improved all the time. Number one now, see these? I've bought a pack of these. These are lens cleaners to keep everything pristine and clean. I did some filming when we was at the boat, not this time, when we went for the first time for ages, with the little Sony Action camera, and I put my thumb on the lens so I had a thumbprint on some things, and that made it, I couldn't use it for the filming. So now I clean them all the time, and I've bought a set of them now, so I'll always be cleaning the lens. Now, speaking of lens, what I did buy as well, that's a silicone lens cover. I'll put that on the new my new Action camera to protect the lens when it's not in use. That's one thing I made certain I got. Also, this little device, this again silicone, and this goes over the lens, and Action cameras are it's subject to getting quite a bit of glare if the sun's around, if the sun's coming. That helps to restrict it. So I've bought one of them, and I'll put that on and show you when all the kit's together. So that's another little thing. This, how handy does that come? I've got quite a few of these. I've got lots of extension pieces now for different cameras, and what they call cold shoes and hot shoes, and I can adapt things accordingly. But that comes in very handy, and you'll see it on the when I show you the kit together. So that's extendable pieces, and it does work very well with the new setup. So I'll show you that as well. Now, this little thing, game changer for sound. That little device, that little component, looks nothing, but that converts the sound. It's got the connection on to make external microphones connect and sound brilliant. This little piece, and I'll fit that on as well. But how good's that you can get crisp, clear sound from a little action camera? Because that's always been a problem. That for me is definitely a game changer. And now the two microphones we've chose. This one is what probably people have seen a lot of. This is the Rode, it's the Rode Video Mic Micro one, the compact one. And that can fit on, and it'll show you why I use the extender as well with that. You'll understand when you see the rig. But I've also got that one. Now that is smaller, actually feels so substantial, and I actually like the sound from it. It's the MKE 400, which is perfect for this camera, and I think that's got to be my favoured one, but I've got both. That's the small brother of the big microphone I've got for my normal filming, and it's a nifty bit of kit, that. So what I'll do now, I'll put everything together and you can have a look what it looks like. I think it looks pretty smart. So this is the rig setup with the Rode Compact Micro. You know, that's a cracking microphone. That's a bit bulky on a small camera, and so because of that I've got some extension pieces. I've got a variety, but like I showed you, I've put that one on and it lifts that up, so that bulky area will never appear in the lens, you know, when you're filming. If it was lower down, it can easily do. If you have the microphone that way when you're talking and that, obviously it's not a problem, but when you're going forward and the sound's coming from in front of you, you could get well, you would get that in the lens if you didn't have that extension. Also, I've put the little, if you look carefully there, the little sun thing to stop the sun causing glare, that's on there now as well. So it's a decent kit to be used, nice and light, no problem at all. I think when we get boating again, we'll enjoy using this. The other thing is, that's the little piece now what's plugged in where my finger is, what I showed you previously. That's what converts it so that you can have the external microphone and superb sound. What's not to like about that? Anyway, I'll just show you the other microphone, which I've got to be honest, I prefer the sound of, but I'm not knocking the Rode because that's still excellent. And that's the rig with the Sennheiser MKE 400. I think it looks smarter, and in all honesty, I like the sound from it. That's the little brother of the big professional microphone I've got, which I use when I'm on the boat at the back, just talking generally. I have all that set up there, but this is certainly going to be versatile, and like I say, a great bit of kit. And with all the other bits and pieces and that, I honestly, I think the drone wouldn't have done out for us. The idea that I can have that a long way away, you know, with the extending piece and get decent sound, it's a game changer for us. And I hope you've liked looking at all these pieces, and I just need to get using them properly now. I've had my practices and I'm waiting to get going. Now finally, I thought we'd just try something a little bit different, and it can involve yourselves as well. My brother-in-law, Peter, Bernadette's youngest brother, he's really got into brewing his own beer, and they have been superb what we've tried. Absolutely brilliant. Really professional setup, and I will go to show you sometime once we're all circulating a bit better. I'll do a video about it, even though it's not boating, because it's really fascinating to see. But in the meantime, is making a batch of beer for us, what we're going to hopefully take away with us when we get the okay to start moving again. But we thought, because he always puts a name, you know, he's the garage microbrew or brewery, what he does, and we always do labels and name the beer and that. So we thought it might be a good idea if you wanted to have a go and suggest a name for this beer we're having made. Substantial, 6.3% IPA, a lot of citrusy bits in it and plenty of hops, and no doubt it'll be delicious. So we are giving you the option to name this beer, and we'll stick it on our labels, put it on, and we'll get that name by drawing out of a hat of all the, well, hopefully all the names we get from people, and we'll go from there. But I just thought it'd be something different. Right, that's it. All I can say as usual now, the only thing we need, well, we don't need it, but it's always nice to, is you keep subscribing to us and making your comments known and liking. We don't, you know, our videos are not monetized in any way, because it's a hobby for us, but the comments and your subscribers, you know, and the notification bell when you've subscribed, it's all helpful for us, and it's better for something with this, you know, we just, because it's a hobby and we're not doing anything else, the YouTube algorithm or something, I don't know. But the main thing is we enjoy making our videos and getting them out there. I'll stop nattering and stop going on, and wish you all safe and healthy lives, and let's hope the improvements carry on coming and some semblance of normality can resume very soon. But for now, as usual, we'll see you in the next one. So I'm off for another brew of Yorkshire Gold. Ta-ra!